Hello all, and welcome back to another episode of Race for Safe. Y'all come on along with me as I make my way back home. I just want to welcome everyone. I do want to apologize for not being live or doing an episode last week. It was a busy week. A lot of things transpired. And one thing I do not like to do is come on and speak when I'm overwhelmed, plate is full, or anything in that nature. So I like to pull back is what I did last week, collect my thoughts so that I can be healed, whole, and thriving, because I have to be a first partaker in what I share with you all on Race for Safe, where we run from toxic into safety. And that's one thing I'd like to share with you all, is that I have to always make sure that I'm leading by example. And this podcast, Race for Safe, yes, I share things with you all through what I have experienced in life, but I also still work on some of the things that I share with you all. So don't look at it as in, well, I have it all together, because I'm not that type of person. I live, I learn, and it be good to me just like it be good to y'all. So I thank y'all for tuning in, and I thank you all for your grace for me not being on live last week. But this week, today, I just want to talk about get to Steppin. Over the last couple of weeks, I have spoken to young ladies that good evening, Auntie, I love you. I'm going to call you. But I have talked to women who feel like they're stuck, or that they don't know where to begin. And we was having our church anniversary, and one of the ministers that came to minister the word was talking about the Jericho and how they had to walk around the wall 7 times or whatever before they was able to enter into the promised land. And one thing that I like to tell people, it doesn't matter where you start, but get to Steppin. You may not have all the answers. You may not have all the resources. You may not have all the finances. Nothing that you need probably is available. But at the end of the day, you have to say, I'm going to start somewhere. And if I could just be transparent with you all, I remember when I was a young mother, single mother, and trying to escape the domestic violent relationship, and I wanted to go to school, and I was just like, well, how I'm gonna go to school? Nobody to watch the kids. I need this, I need to do that. I don't even have, laptop and stuff like that. So I ended up going to the college and just gathering information. Come to find out, the school gives you, tell you to sign up for financial aid. Financial aid pay for your books, and if you need a loaner laptop, or if you want to purchase one with your Pell Grant or your financial aid, that you can do that. So then it was like, oh wow, well maybe I can, do this or whatever, So you might be looking to go back to school. You may be looking to move or whatnot, or buy a house, or you need a car, whatever it is that you feel that you want to do for yourself, whether it's starting a business and needing to go apply for the LLC, whatever it is, you can't do nothing until you get to Steppin. When you get to Steppin and obey and submit to what the Lord has told you to do, everything else will fall in line. You cannot sit here and say, well, I'm just waiting on the right time, the right, opportunity, or when I get the funds, or when I get that. Sometimes all you got to do is get to Steppin. Let God lead and you follow. Order my steps, be a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. If you stay stagnant, if you stay stuck, how are you going to change the narrative of your life? You are responsible for your life. You are in control of what you produce, of what the outcome is of your life. just because, oh, my family, I come from a broke family, I got to be a broke family. No, you don't. I am of a royal priesthood. So guess what I need to do? Get up and get the stepping. I need to, hey, go apply for the government assistance or whatever, but don't get stuck there. Don't stay there. Don't use it to where you got to depend on it. You know what I'm saying? You get up and you take a leap of faith. Oh, I'm not going to date this person. I'm not going to date that person because of what others might think or what family might say. Guess what? Date that person. Shoot, even marry that person. Might be the best thing that ever happened to you. You know? Don't let people's opinions and perspective of how you should live your life and what you should do with your life dictate your steps. You have to order your steps in the Word, in the Lord. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not to what? Thy own understanding. And all that ways acknowledge Him. And He gonna direct your path. Not you, not me, not nothing else. Not no friends, not your family, nobody but God. So I don't have deep theology, methodology for you. It's just get the step in. What are you gonna do this year that's gonna change the trajectory of your life that you've been doing, not just last year, but for many years? What are you going to do different? How are you going to believe different? How are you going to activate your faith? Faith without works is dead. So you can't believe that you're going to have a different outcome and that you're going to launch this business and you're going to do great things if you don't what? Get the step in. What does it hurt with putting in the application for the LLC? All they can do is say yes. All they can do is say no. What would it hurt for you to have the manuscript ready for the book that you want to go ahead and publish? It's okay to start with Amazon before starting with, a big publisher. It's okay to start wherever God tells you to start. But you won't win anything if you don't start. You have to take ownership. You have to take ownership over your life. So many times, even as adults, we blame our lives on our parents or whoever our parent figure was in our life. That, they owed me this, I didn't have this, mama and daddy, grandma, cousin, uncle, whoever raised you didn't do this. But they did the best they could with the knowledge that they have, just like you feel like you're doing the best that you can with the knowledge you have. So what are you going to do different that mama and daddy didn't do that you didn't like? I love my parents, don't get me wrong, but I always told myself, I'm going to be different than my mama and my daddy, and that I am. And yes, I have much of their great qualities, but they're to be different. What you do? Get the step in. You ain't always got to be and do what everybody else does. It's okay. It's okay to not have to be in competition, not to wear the finer thing. The best thing you can do is stay in your lane. Be your own competition. Be better than you were. We have to get the step in our personal lives. We have to get the step in our business lives. But most importantly, we have to get the step in God. If we trusting in Him, if we exercising our faith, because faith without works is dead. Faith is the evidence of things hoped for, and the evidence of things not seen. If we're going to manifest the supernatural into the natural, then we got to get the step in. I'm waiting on God. No, God waiting on you. And just because you might get 7 no's, that's a delay. It doesn't mean denied. That means, hey, you might be right there, but you need to turn that, make that right. You went left and you were supposed to go right. So no, God, I got to take you back around and bring you back to it to get that yes. But you don't get stuck. Hey, Adelie. Auntie love you. Auntie love you so much. But you don't get stuck. I was speaking to one of the young ladies I love to talk to, and she was telling me some things about, she applied for this, and I had to share my story because when I first started out and moved on my own and living on my own, ain't nothing fancy, fancy dancy, none of that. But we take the be content out of context of whatever situation you is. You have to be content when you have the good. You have to be content when you just have the bare minimum, because it's a homeless person that would like to be in the studio that you in, or the one bedroom that you is, versus sleeping on the concrete. So it doesn't matter how you start, it matters how you finish. And I have always been Luke 1:45, and if you don't know that, is blessed is she who believes that the Lord will fulfill his promises to her. I have been homeless, and I say, Lord, I believe you, I trust you, and he'll show up, and somebody will bless me with enough money to get a room for a night, and I keep that same faith, and then the next night I got a room. So what are you gonna do different? You keep waiting on somebody, everybody, Jesus, and all of that, and well, my family, my mama, my daddy should do this, but what are you gonna do? You better get to stepping. Lord, hey, this is what I have. I give it to you. And Jesus, what? He'll raise it up, and he'll bless it. When I look back over 2025, I can't say nothing but God. God did it. God did it. God did it. Because all I did was gave God my pieces, my overwhelm, my plate, my finances, my household. All I did was give it to Jesus. And I asked him to bless it. What are you asking God to bless in this season right now for you? What are you asking him to bless? Hey, Lord, I ain't got nothing but PB&J tonight to eat. Bless it. Make it fill. Let it stick to my tummy. Because come Friday, you might be able to have Alfredo. You might be able to have a little bit of tilapia, So you have to say, Lord, here I am. This is all I have. If he did it with the 2 fish and the 5 loaves of bread, surely he can do it with your peanut butter and jelly. Surely he can go in your bank account and get it from the negative into abundance. But are you speaking to it? Are you calling those things forth that be not as though they were? Are you putting actions? Are you being a doer of the word and just not a hearer of the word? Are you exercising your faith? That's what it means to get the stepping. Oh, I'm waiting on God. No, you ain't waiting on God. God waiting on you. When you gonna get the stepping? God says in Proverbs, wisdom, with all you get ye understanding. You got to get wisdom. Now, I ain't gonna sit up here and give you no ignorant stuff. You can't sit here and want God to bring you out and you still doing the same thing. You can't say, Lord, oh, I want to go into a nice apartment, or I want to buy a house, but you don't keep the environment in your home clean now. You don't set an atmosphere in your home now. You don't get your credit right. You don't pay your bills on time, but you want God to move. No, you get to step in. Okay, Lord, I know I'm asking you for this because these are the desires of my heart that you place in my heart. So, Lord, help my physical get in line to the spiritual. Lord, help me and show me what I need to do. Go get that credit fixed. Pray over your atmosphere in your house. Take care of it. Clean up. It's all right. Clean up. Let them windows up. Get some fresh air in the house. Go do the application. Go apply to go to school. Go do whatever it is that you can do on your part, and trust God to do the rest. And I say that all the time, especially when I started college. Somebody who barely made it out of high school as a teen mama never thought that I'd be sitting here next month, y'all, graduating with my master's. I flunked out of my first year of my associates because all I was caring about is getting the little school money so I could keep a roof over me and my kids' head, not knowing that I had to keep the grades in order to keep the money coming. But it was all part of God's plan and will for my life. You can't sit here and say, oh, I'm waiting on God. What are you doing? I took the leap of faith. I went to school. I cried. I went on academic probation. And I tried again because I knew that I had to be serious. And now I'm getting ready to graduate with my master's. When I was homeless and know that I could not return to that domestic violent relationship, I slept in that car faithfully and asked the Lord to protect me. Asked the Lord to watch over me. He knew what I had. And boom, an opening came available at the shelter. They say, ma'am, you already got your own job. You already got everything that you need. So what we'll do for you is help you find housing. I wasn't even in the shelter 30 days. 30 days before being able to get me a place. All you got to do is just do your part. God heals your heart. He heals the silentness. But, on this podcast, I love talking about running from toxic to safety and how to start fresh and how to get out of survival mode. But one of the key things that we have not talked about on this podcast is getting to stepping. Not saying or denying what others may have did, the choices of our actions and the consequences that we had to go through, but not staying stuck, taking accountability, getting the help, getting therapy, leaving that toxic relationship, acknowledging the abuse, physical abuse, mental abuse, emotional abuse, sexual abuse, acknowledging it, not trying to pound it down and then be wondering why you raging at someone else. Turn that pain into purpose. And I didn't understand it years ago, that's what, even from a teen, being a pregnant teen all the way up to now, when I look back, I see how God was shaping my story as a testimony for his sake, for him to get the glory, because it wasn't me. It was not me. It was him. And that's the first thing you need to do, is make up in your mind, I want something different. I'm going to do something different, and get to stepping. Start the process. What does that look like? Some of y'all young ladies that I talk to, that I mentor, y'all may have to go back home to family for a reset. Some of you all may be like me and can't go back home to reset, So you have to decide that no matter what my journey is, I'm no longer going back to what no longer serve me no purpose. Most of the time, us women, we may stay in a place because it's comfortable, it's familiar. We may not feel safe, but we're secure, or we think we is, because we'll get on that for another episode, because sometimes some of us think we secure in this toxic environments, and honey, you doing more harm than you are good to yourself. But you have to put your feet and get the moving. How many times your New Year's resolution gonna be your New Year's resolution? From 2020 to 2026, oh, I'm gonna lose weight. From 2020 to 2026, oh, I'm gonna save and I'm gonna buy me out. From 20 to 2026, you saying all the same thing. Oh, I'm gonna lose weight. I'm gonna eat right. I'm gonna develop a closer relationship with God. Oh, I'm gonna stop, drinking. I'm gonna stop smoking. I'm gonna stop cussing. I'm gonna stop doing all this stuff. And it's 6 years later, and you're doing the same thing from 2020 to 2026. You done had the same New Year resolution. When you gonna get tired? You got the same New Year resolution because you ain't put your faith in action. You ain't get to stepping. You ain't start making no moves and trusting God with the rest. And then you want somebody to have some type of sympathy for you because you in the same cycle. You still stuck. I ain't got sympathy for you. I love you. I can empathize with you, but I ain't gonna pity you. You got to get up. You have to get up. I done had many days as a single mom, working 2 jobs, doing hair full time, come home from work, kids done tore up the house because I ain't had no babysitter. It's all right. We can talk about it now. I ain't had none. I couldn't afford a babysitter. I couldn't afford one, and they watched themselves. I was working 12-hour shifts, working overnight, all of that. But I didn't let that pressure stop me from pursuing what God had for me, what He always intended for me to do. So I ain't gonna prolong y'all. I'm not even comfortable with live. That's why I do my pre-recordings and put them on YouTube, because I don't like talking to people like that. I know y'all think I'm a people person, but I'm not. But if I can encourage you for the rest of this week, and I can't wait to come back next Tuesday for a Race for Safe podcast, get the stepping. And not just think about what she kept talking about, get the stepping, and she was talking all this stuff. Think of it as this. What is one thing I said I was going to do at the beginning of 2026? We already in March, and I have not done. I need to do that. I want you to focus on that. And I'm speaking to myself too, because of course y'all know I got my vision board and I have my goals and stuff. So what is one thing that you said that you were going to do for 2026 that you ain't even thought about, picked up, none of that? And you focus on that this week. And when we come back next week live, I want you to share it with me. Whether it's reading your Bible once a day, whether it's saying a prayer, whether it's going for that walk, whether it's just having family dinner, whether it's having the courage to do something that you normally wouldn't do. You do your part, and I rest assure you, I'm 1,000,000% sure I put this on Jesus that He won't fail. He won't fail. If you start and it's His will and you in alignment with Him, all things working together for your good. All things. And we have to stop saying, well, it don't look like it don't seem like it's working, but it's working. That's when you right there knocking at the door. So be encouraged this week. Faith over fear. And faith is just like love. It's what it does, not what it says. You can't sit here and say you have faith and not put action to it. Faith don't work without works. It got to work. You got to do some moving. You got to pick up a Bible. You got to confess a word, whether it's a scripture, whatever. You got to do something. But it's just like love. Love is what it does, not what it says. So encourage yourself this week. Get the step in. Faith in action. and watch God blow your mind. Until next week, Race for Faith, where we run from toxic into safety. You be blessed, and I will see you later.